Hello everyone, my name is Jack Franklin and welcome to this series on building Node.js modules. Over the coming series, what we'll do is look at how we can build our own Node.js modules, run JavaScript on the command line through Node, and also once we've created these modules, publish them on the Node Package Manager, or NPM for short, so other people can download them and use them in their applications also. In this episode, what we'll do is simply make sure Node.js and the NPM are set up properly. There are a number of different ways we can do this. The most popular is to visit the Node.js website and download the installer from there. So here you can see I'm on the Node.js website at nodejs.org. So Node.js has an installer for Windows and for Mac, so regardless of which operating system you're on, when you hit this install button here, it will download the relevant one for your system. And once that's downloaded, all you should have to do is load it up and open and run it. Now the Node.js installer does come with NPM, the package manager, installed with it as well, so it's just one download. You don't need to download something else. If you have installed Node in the past, you may have had to download NPM manually. However, now it's bundled in with the Node.js installer for easier installation. Another way of doing it, if you're on a Mac and you use the popular Homebrew software for managing things installed on your machine, you can install through there. Just do brew install node on the command line and you can install it that way if you prefer. If you're on Linux, such as Ubuntu, it's available through apt-get on all the usual channels. And if you're unsure, just do a Google for Node.js on your operating system, and I'm sure you'll find something. It's very rare to find a system that Node cannot be installed on. So once you've installed Node, either through this installer here or through something like Homebrew or an equivalent, we then need to just make sure that it is all installed properly. And to do this, you need to load up your terminal. On Mac, you can use the Terminal app, or there's also the iTerm app, which is a free app which I use. It's got a few nicer features over the inbuilt Terminal app, in my opinion. It's completely free as well, so feel free to have a look at that if you wish. But just load up the terminal or the equivalent application if you're on Windows, and then we'll make sure Node is set up properly. So here I am in a blank terminal, and to make sure that Node is installed, we can type node-v. And you can see at the time of recording, the latest Node version is 0.10.15, and that's the version I've installed here. So you may see a different version number if the Node version has changed since I recorded this, but you should see something that looks very much like this, Node V, and the output that shows the version number. We can also make sure we have npm installed by doing npm-v, and similarly at the time of recording, the current version is 1.3.5, but of course that could have changed by the time you're installing it now. If you do get a certain error here, my advice is to Google it. It would be very, very surprising if someone else hasn't come across this error before. There's a lot of good advice on places like GitHub and Stack Overflow for common errors and how to get around them. So a quick Google should usually get you sorted straight away. So just before we end, I just want to kind of run Node and execute some JavaScript through it. So Node comes with a REPL, a read, evaluate, print loop, and we can get at that just by typing Node and hitting enter. And you'll see here my prompt has changed from the tilde, which was signifying I was in my home directory, to just being this arrow now. And that means that we're within Node, and we can type JavaScript in here, hit enter, and it'll be executed. So I can run 2 + 2, and you see I get 4 back. We can create functions as well. And we have a console.log in here. So we can just log hello world. And then if I call hi, we'll get hello world. And then you'll see the undefined. That's because this function didn't return anything. So it's calling hi, calling that console.log hello world, and then we're seeing undefined outputted because this function doesn't return anything. If we were to create a function that does return something, just the string hello, like that, and then we run hello, you see we get this string hello back. So this is quite useful generally if you ever want to just try a bit of JavaScript out or you can't remember how something works. Just run Node quickly and have a look at it. So that's all for this lesson. We've now got Node and npm set up properly. We've also run the Node REPL and executed some code to make sure it's all working properly. What we'll do next time is actually write some JavaScript into a file and look at how we can evaluate that and execute it through Node and see the output on our command line. This will form the basis for the modules we're going to be writing later on in the series, and then we'll be taking it from there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.